We're here on Friday night at Melton Country Meeting. John Justice took out race number 1 with In an Ideal World. Firstly, John, impressive little win.
Yeah, I've always thought a lot of him, but he's just taken a bit of time. Just had to be a bit careful with him. He can fire up a little bit, so now we've got him running that hard. I guess I've got to work on slowing him down a bit again.
Well, I was about to say, he wasn't necessarily pulling, but you weren't waiting either.
Well, he got beat a couple of starts back. Ever led on him and got beat, and I just thought he was immoral and thought he shouldn't have got beaten. So he does. If you lead with him, I think you've got to run along. That's his biggest asset. He's very tough.
He's only lightly raced. What do you do with a horse like him? We're going to touch on some things that are going to change for him a bit, but have you got any major plans or just keep him going through his grades at the minute?
Oh, well, the Sire Stakes Breeders' Crown, but those races are always hard, but probably give him a little freshen up right now after these 2 wins, and then bring him back and pick out some races, try and get a couple of races in the town for him.
There's been a lot of, I suppose, negative press, if you like, around harness racing Victoria for a while. A couple of really positive stories coming out just recently, and you alluded to it. Actually, one of them helps this horse with the concessions coming back for 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, 10-point concessions. You're rapt to see that from a training point of view?
Oh, absolutely. He's got a horse like him, won't be long and he has to take on the older horses. Well, as soon as he does that, it's going to be pretty tough on him, but at least I think with the new handicap system that's going to start from the 1st of June, he's going to get an extra 8 concession points. So he can go in say he gets down to a 70, for instance, and he can go in a 60 to 70 and be off the front, whereas if he didn't get those points, he'd be back in the field, and it makes it a lot tougher for a young horse.
And it just teaches them, I suppose, as well. They're not going to win every one of those horses because they're taking on the older horses and they're that little bit tougher and stronger, but you can still educate them, and then in 12 months' time, they're still here racing as part of our product.
That's right. We've got to look after these horses because they don't come along every day, and you can break their hearts pretty quick, young horses. A horse like him maybe not so much, but the one that was following him tonight, he certainly doesn't like running that hard. So the concession will probably suit him more than this bloke.
And it's a pretty valid point that they get on these marks pretty quick. Some horses can step up to it, but probably just as many don't, and we lose them to this, to the industry, and then we get a less racing stock.
That's right. They're not all mentally tough, A lot of horses know straight away when they're outclassed. You don't have to tell them; they can just walk alongside another horse, and it's just an aura, I guess. The other horse, the good horse, will push off, and the other one just can't get near him. Often you see over the years that free-for-all horses will run slower than maidens, but you put the maiden in the free-for-all horse, and he won't be able to go past any.
Yeah. They actually struggle to keep up.
Exactly.
Which is one of those. New look Summer Carnival as well, which is exciting. Definitely trying things. It's going to be condensed, I think, 6 weeks of some of the best cups, country cups, and culminating in the Hunter Cup, which is exciting for the industry. But I think from your point of view as well, what they're doing with the trotters, running them side by side, every meeting will have a group, at least group 3 trot on the same cards. That's going to be exciting for people. It's going to be very exciting for trainers and being able to place horses, pick which race you're going to go into over that 6-week period, but be racing for some great prize money.
Absolutely. We got our star. He's had a few runs today. He worked a mile and a half in about 3:10 this morning. He's coming up all right. But I'm just not inclined to rush him too much because he's had a couple of bad preparations this last year's in a Dominion, and then I brought him back and rushed him up, and he didn't quite fire for the Southern Star. So I'm talking about Mufasa Metro, of course. It looks like it really suits him. So this stage, fingers crossed, he's looking fantastic. Just got to keep him that way.
And a horse like him, the Aldebaran Park Murray Mile, is the start of that. That's over the mile. We know it's hard. We know it's brutal. I think 54 was a mile last year. So it's going to be a tough race. If you're not quite up to the mark, you'll then have Shepparton the week after. You've got Ballarat the week after, both over longer trips. Not necessarily easier, but just a different type of strain. That's where that options will come in.
Absolutely. We've got him nominated for the Inter-Dominion, so he's got to get through that first, and that's our plan, but the Summer Carnival looks fantastic. I mean, I'm just disappointed at this stage. I probably haven't got an open class horse that's quite up to it. Maybe in a couple of years that horse, 1 to 90, might get there, but we've got to wait a couple of years for him.
If I'm watching, they might be able to send you one, because that's the one thing about it. There's going to be a lot of horses wanting to get to Victoria as well.
Well, I'm always open. My phone number's out there. It's easy to find.
I think the other part we've got to give hats off to, and look, HRV do look after me. There's no problems there, but getting on the front foot in the middle of winter and getting it out early, if that makes sense, like giving people plenty of time. Like you've got the end of Dominion, but then in the back of your mind you're already planning for the Summer Carnival back here in Victoria, so you know where you stand, and a lot of other people are going to be in that same boat.
No, it's a good initiative putting it out early. That's right, everyone knows here, we all know what's going on, everyone in Australia, if they've got a good horse they know where to set it, so it's quite easy to do now, and it was a great initiative, and let's hope it works.
Thanks, mate. You got a couple more in. What do you got? 2 more in for the rest of the night. Can you get a winner?
They both got good chances, yeah. Both of them need a bit of luck, but Strapping Red's having her first run for me. I like her. She's a good mare. Should win a few with her, but I don't know if she'd be ready first up, but we'll know in a couple of hours.
I was about to say she's big odds, so that's a nice little push. John, thank you. Always appreciate having a good chat to you, and great catch up about the new look racing calendar as well. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.